The first ever Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden List was released on August 25th, 2004. Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End, Sangan, Witch of the Black Forest, Yatagarasu, Dark Hole, Delinquent Duo, Graceful Charity, Harpy's Feather Duster, Monster Reborn, Raigeki, United We Stand, Imperial Order, and Mirror Force were all now banned from official sanctioned play. Additionally, a new set of collector's tins were released on September 1st, 2004. New cards from these tins include Total Defense Shogun, Command Knight, Obnoxious Celtic Guardian, Swift Gaia the Fierce Knight, Insect Queen, and the most playable card of the set, Blade Knight. In this series, both MBT and myself will be traversing the sands of Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Each episode will take a deep dive into Yu-Gi-Oh's past formats and unlock new strategies as new sets become available. Strap yourselves in because anything is possible. Welcome to the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Welcome to another episode of the History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, make fun of me all you like. I have an interview after this and I don't have time to change. As you can see, a metagame is finally developing. After so many episodes of just jamming the best cards in a deck, we've got about 5 different playable things on a wheel for you. They are Chaos, Hand Control, 2 decks that you should know pretty intimately by now, Beast Down, an aggressive list that's playing cards like Berserk Gorilla, Protector of the Sanctuary OTK, which aims to use Morphing Jar and Protector of the Sanctuary to do a pseudo Droll and Lock reincarnation loop, but in 2003-2004, and Last Turn, the deck that I played abysmally the last time I attempted it. Now we've got 2 spins apiece banked because it's been a while since we've actually spun this thing. Hilariously, I am actually hoping for Last Turn. I would really like a redemption attempt at this combo strategy. So I'm going to spin it a ton of times and we'll see what we land on. Beast Down, yeah, let's go with that. Now you won't get to see us peruse the rulings page, but you will get to see me attack. That's exciting too.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first ever ban list in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! First ever actual ban list. Every list up until this point has been a limited list, but this is the first actual set of bans that the game ever experienced. And would you look at that, there's actually a much wider variety of decks that become playable as a result. So as you can see, we have many wedges to choose from here. Well, we're not necessarily choosing, the wheel is, but let's quickly do a breakdown. So we have Beast Down, which is actually a form of beatdown that we can show off thanks to Invasion of Chaos and Berserk Gorilla being released. This is actually now a viable strategy. It gets a little bit better later on, but I still think it's worth showing, at least over some of the other beatdown decks you've seen up until this point, just for a little bit of variety. We have your standard Chaos deck. This is going to be nerfed, obviously, because Emperor has been banned, but BLS is still legal, and all the Chaos cards are still insane. We have Last Turn OTK, one of Joseph's favorites, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's aiming for this, just so he can have a new shot at resolving this again. This deck actually gets better as a result of Ancient Sanctuary's release because Wall of Revealing Light is now in the format. Hand Control is a tried and true deck and is still very playable during this time. And then we have this garbage. We have Protector of the Sanctuary OTK. This is some weird gimmicky deck that makes your opponent like discard their whole hand and then they don't get to draw cards because you have Protector of the Sanctuary face up. This is like the OG Trickstar Reincarnation Droll and Lockbird combo, but in 2004, and it's not nearly as good. The funny thing is, the next ban list following this episode is that we actually have both Protector of the Sanctuary and we have Morphing Jar Limited, so clearly Konami thought that this was a problem, and so I figured we would show this off for the one time if one of us spins it. So Joseph and I have both accrued 3 spins in total. It's actually been quite some time since we've used the wheel, and so Joseph and I have both gotten a few wins, so we've got some spins to spend this time around. If we don't like what we get the first time, we can possibly go again. So let's hope for the best. This is a very colorful wheel this time, so that looks very pretty, and let's see what we're gonna get on spin number 1. Okay, we have to go with Chaos. Chaos is so good, and honestly, as much as I would want to play the jank, I think Joseph's going to, so I think we're going to go ahead and see what the best deck of the format looks like up against some of these other more gimmicky decks.
Okay, I know this looks janky. Sorry, that's the end of the sentence. I know this looks janky. We're playing Beast Down, at least the funniest variant of it that I could find on Pojo.com. Beast Down is an aggro deck. It aims to use high-statted minions like Berserk Gorilla to get over your opponent's comparatively low-statted creatures. This version is playing a card called Gyaku Girei Panda. This is a known quantity in GOAT format. It gains 500 attack for every monster your opponent controls. It can be summoned off of Giant Rat, and most importantly, it pierces. Now you might be thinking to yourself, how on earth are you going to ensure that your opponent always has monsters when you're playing an aggro strategy? Well, never fear, this is where Ojama Trio comes in. By flipping Ojama Trio, we can give our opponent a lot of tokens, and if we want to do even more damage, we can switch them into attack position with something like Final Attack Orders. Of course, most of our deck pierces anyway. Enraged Battle Ox, Gyaku Girei Panda, and Spear Dragon all do, and as a result, we should have a good matchup versus both decks that can't out the Ojama Trio tokens, and decks that are just natively playing Scapegoat. That said, at this point, this is a niche strategy. It's a little feast or famine, and as a result, I think it's unlikely we're going to take a best of 3, but I do think it's likely we're going to take at least one game, probably in the first turn or two. Let's go through the individual cards. We've got Arknight Parshath, 3 Berserk Gorilla, 1 Breaker the Magical Warrior, a Cyber Jar, 3 Enraged Battle Ox, 3 Giant Rat, 3 Gyaku Girei Panda, an Injection Fairy Lily as a substitute Giant Rat target, 2 Spear Dragon, and a Tribe Infecting Virus. Tempo cards like this are well at home in this strategy. For spells, we've got Double Book of Moon, we've got Change of Heart, Confiscation, Harpy's Feather Duster, Heavy Storm, Double Nobleman of Crossout, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, Snatch Steal, Forceful Sentry, United We Stand, Call of the Haunted, triple Final Attack Orders, triple Ojama Trio, and a Ring of Destruction for reach. In the side, I'm still on the Fiend's DD Crazy Beast, the 3rd copy of Book of Moon, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon if Alex is on control, Mirror Force, I don't know, just in case, 3 Skill Drain, 3 Solemn Judgment, and 3 Torrential Tribute. We're mostly out of board wipes, so this may have to do if we're in the mirror. All in all, I feel pretty good about this deck, though I'm not sure if it's going to take the set.
Man, the deck just doesn't look the same without Chaos Emperor Dragon, but this is the deck we are going to be bringing to today's duel. As you can see, we are missing a lot of cards, and that's because this deck, as well as many others, suffered so many hits on the ban list that these decks had to be reconfigured to adapt to the brand new format. And so this is what we've come up with. This is a pretty simple cookie cutter list when it comes to Chaos during this time, and so we're going to quickly go ahead and do the card by card. First up, we got Arknight Parshath. Back in the main deck, this card just fantastic for generating card advantage, just an all-around powerhouse. Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning's probably our win condition. We're going to hold this in our hand probably till the last possible second that we can just drop it and win the game, especially if we can clear the board first. We have 1 copy of Blade Knight. The tins were actually released around this time, and Blade Knight was one of the promo cards that was actually very good out of the tins. This card gains 400 attack while you have 1 or less cards in your hand, and if you control no other monsters, the effects of flip effect monsters destroyed by battle with this card are negated. This can be very good against possible Magician of Faiths and the like, and so Blade Knight also being a light target as well in baseline 1600 attack, he's pretty nice. We have 1 copy of Breaker, 1 copy of Chaos Sorcerer. I could have gone crazy and played more of these, but the thing is, if I don't have the setup, Chaos Sorcerer isn't that fantastic, so I'm just playing the 1 just to keep it simple. 3 copies of DD Warrior Lady. This card is still an all-star. Its removal, its base stats are still pretty good as well. We want to see this almost every time. 1 copy of Fiber Jar to reset the board if things are getting a bit dicey. 1 Jinzo because Jinzo is still incredible. 3 copies of Kaiku. This is pretty much a hedge against the Chaos Mirror match if Joseph happened to also spin Chaos. I don't think that's the case, but we'll have to see. Kaiku's still just amazing. It's also 1800 attack. You can't really scoff at that. We have the 1 Magical Scientist and all of the fusion deck to be able to go into if need be. 2 copies of Magician of Faith, the 1 Sinister Serpent, 1 Spirit Reaper. It's good for hand destruction as well as just kind of stalling if we have to, and 1 Tribe Infecting Virus. For the spells, Book of Moon, Change of Heart, Confiscation, Heavy Storm, still on the Mirage of Nightmare, and 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. I believe on the next list, Mystical Space Typhoon actually goes to 1, so this is probably the last chance we have to play this in its pure form, and this combination is just busted, so we might as well take advantage. Nobleman of Crossout just at 1, because depending on what Joseph's playing, this card can be really good or really bad. 1 Painful Choice, Pot of Greed, Premature Burial, Scapegoat, and Snatch Steal, followed by Swords of Revealing Light and the Forceful Sentry. We're missing cards like Graceful Charity, we're missing Harpy's Feather Duster, Monster Reborn, Delinquent Duel. There's a lot of very big powerhouse cards that are gone for the time being, and so these decks aren't going to be nearly as tutorable as they were before, especially with the lack of Witch of the Black Forest and Sangan. In addition to that, for the traps, we have 1 Bottomless Trap Hole, 1 Call of the Haunted, 1 Magic Cylinder. Honestly, I just want to win with this card against Joseph because he would be so mad if I did. That's the only reason I'm playing this. 1 Ring of Destruction and 1 Torrential Tribute. For the side deck, 1 Reflect Bounder. This is just another light target. I don't think this card's that good, but it was limited back then, so I have it in here in case I feel like I need another light or more monsters in general. 2 more Book of Moon just for any other shenanigans he might be up to. The second Nobleman if he's on more of a control style deck. 2 more Scapegoat if he's on an aggressive deck. We have a Ceasefire and triple Dust Tornado. Triple Dust Tornado is great for just having more back row removal, especially because we no longer have Harpy's Feather Duster. 3 Solemn Judgment. I might put this in going first depending on what deck Joseph is playing. I didn't really know what else to put in this slot, and Judgment's just kind of a pretty safe call all around, so I figured it wouldn't hurt. We also have 2 copies of Torrential Tribute, and that is going to wrap up our deck. The extra deck is just all cards to summon off of our Magical Scientist. You've seen all these before in some capacity. If they come up, they'll come up. If not, you don't have to worry about it. So that's going to wrap it up for our deck. I'm really excited to see what Joseph pulled. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to duel. Banlist day, Joseph. Man, this feels so weird. Like, what was it? Like 14 cards got banned on this ban list, and there's some good ones. I mean, no Graceful Charity, no Witch of the Black Forest, no Sangat. Like, we actually lose so many good, generically powerful cards that it actually forces us to play decks in a somewhat different way, although, you know, some things are the same. But I'm happy to see what we ended up spinning on the wheel this time around.
Me too, you know, because Chaos Emperor Dragon was banned and its ilk, I'm sure that Chaos is not playable at all.
Not at all.
Because there's no Yatagarasu, I'm sure hand control is terrible. You know, I expect that we'll have a lot of really fair gameplay today.
Absolutely, especially considering there was 2 OTKs/FTKs on the wheel. Of course, it's going to be only the most fairest gentlemen's of gameplay. So I'm excited to see what you spun. Before we get started, though, I want to ask, did you have to use any of your respins, or did you go with your first pick?
Went with my first pick. No respins whatsoever. How about you?
I went with my first pick as well, so that's very interesting.
You wouldn't have done that unless you rolled some garbage like Protector. Oh, man.
We'll see. But we have to shout out our patron, Mr. Justin Red. Thank you for the support and guide me in this rock, paper, scissors. Joseph, you actually won the rock, paper, scissors line.
Boom, and I won this one too, baby. Easiest RPS of my life. Oh, God. I guess I'll go first. Still seems pretty good.
It does. Good luck. And I was going to say, maybe this is this new ban list is turning a new leaf for you. Now you're going to start winning all the RPSs.
Well, let's not get too excited. I'm going to set a couple of cards, draw for turn, and then pass back.
I don't think that was the correct order, but we'll accept it. I'll draw as well. Okay. Nothing really particularly exciting about this hand. I suppose I will start by normal summoning a copy of Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer.
All good with me, buddy.
I'll go ahead and battle phase, and let's hit into your set.
My set card is Giant Rat!
Oh, he got Protector!
Oh, God, you wish I got Protector. No, I got something much better. I'm gonna summon an Injection Fairy Lily.
Oh, okay, so we go in the Beast Down route, it looks like, here with the Earths, potentially. That's what I would guess, but I don't know. I don't know why else you'd play Giant Rat if it wasn't Beast Down, so...
maybe I just want to search Lab Wall, you know?
Potentially. I'll set a couple cards and pass it over to you.
All right, I will draw for turn. Oh, that's a hell of a rip. All right, we're going to normal summon a copy of Enraged Battle Ox.
Okay, so this gives all of your Beast Warrior, and Wing Beast monsters piercing. That's frightening.
This is actually shocking. I did not know that the Tri-Brigade typing precedes the Tri-Brigades. Here it is being printed in 2002. All right, let's fire off a Snatch Steal. Give me that Kaiku, by the way.
Oh, that's pretty gross.
You wouldn't happen to be on Chaos, would you? Would be a shame if someone turned off your banished zone.
Yeah, it would be. I suppose you can have the Kaiku.
All right, I will go to the battle phase.
Sure.
All right, so the trick here is just to do it so that if you MST the Kaiku's Snatch Steal in battle phase, I can still Injection Fairy over it. So we'll get in directly for 18 first.
In response to the Kaiku, I will do nothing. I will take the 18.
All right, let's get in with the Injection Fairy Lily as well.
Here, I will activate Scapegoat.
Scapegoat. Ah, okay. No problem with that.
Would you like to redeclare with your Fairy Lily and take out one of my tokens?
I would like to.
Okay.
And
one token down.
Enraged Battle Ox faces off against tokens very well. We'll get in for 17 piercing.
Yeah, I'm not too happy about this. So I actually think I'm going to Ring of Destruction the Enraged Battle Ox here. So this way, I get to preserve a token. We both take 1,700 off of this.
You're going to voluntarily take 1,700 life points?
I am.
You fool. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Right, to the grave it goes. And I'm going to set No, I'll just pass turn.
Okay, I will draw. Thanks to your snatch steal, I'll gain 1,000 back. Not that
cool.
bad. Oh, that requires me to go the correct way on Dueling Book. There we go. All right, main phase 1. This is not looking good, Joseph. This is not looking good. I think I'm just going to be forced to set and pass here.
All right, let's see. I will draw for turn. Oh, a very interesting one. All right, I'm going to lead with a copy of Nobleman of Crossout, targeting your set card.
Yep, there goes the Magician of Faith. That's going to hurt.
And you know what? God, these defense position tokens are such a disaster. Let me see if I'm playing any magicians. I'm not. These defense position tokens, they're such a disaster for me. It sure would be a shame if I was playing final attack orders.
Great. Wonderful.
And it gets worse. I'm gonna summon Gyaku Gire Panda. Oh, my 2,300 attack point beater. Alex, if you don't have anything, this is going to be the end of the game.
Yes, let me go ahead and drop triple Karibo out of my hand right now, and we'll see how this goes.
Oh, damage, I'll
what a
activate her.
disaster. What a disaster. Oh, my God. Joseph, you weren't playing any banned cards this episode, were you, by chance?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Was Gyaku Gire Panda semied? Oh, I'll change that real quick. My apologies. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, yeah, we went into deck edit, and I said, is Mirror Force legal? And it turns out it is not.
And United We Stand isn't either, but it's okay. It didn't come up in the first game, and Joseph took them out for the second game, so it's all fixed now, so don't worry. I know the comments are not going to have any patience to watch the video up until this point without commenting first, so now you know. But let's go ahead and get into game 2 now. I will go first this time. Hopefully, I get more than 2 or 3 turns to be able to actually do something this time around. My hand was so monster heavy. There was not much I could do, but good luck. I will draw. And let's see what we can do. This hand is interesting.
You should certainly be thanking me. I included those cards on purpose so that people would comment and then boost the algorithm. You know, it's all part of the grand scheme.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
This was just the 400 IQ play that we were going for. All right, I'm going to lead with a set monster, and I'm going to set a card, and I'll pass to you.
All right, to the top of my deck, I will Nobleman of Crossout. No. Not a good one. All right, we're going to start with Breaker the Magical Warrior.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, I'll put a counter on him, and then I'll immediately take it off. Let's target that set card.
It's my magic cylinder.
Oh, that's an interesting inclusion in Chaos.
Yeah, I just really wanted to just kill you with it more than anything.
Well, you know, you probably could have. My deck has a lot of high attack monsters, one of which is headed for your face down.
Yeah, it's my Blade Knight. Breaker is like the only card that really punished that set, so that's unfortunate.
Oh,
it's okay.
Yikes. Oh, that would have been adorable if I had attacked it with like a beast and then you could have flipped it up, set your entire hand. Oh, but unfortunately, I am the greatest, and as a result, you will be facing the sting of my Breaker.
A lot of your fans will probably agree with that. I'll draw. Let's see what we can make happen. Fortunately, I have a Breaker of my own.
How is that fortunate? That's not fortunate at all.
Well, get the counter if that's okay.
Thinking real quick.
Sure.
So stupid. So absolutely dumb. I'm gonna activate Ojama Trio.
Okay. Sure. I'll get my tokens. Anything else?
No, I got nothing else.
Okay. I will proceed to the battle phase.
Yep.
I will attack into your Breaker with my Breaker.
All right, I will take 300.
Okay. I will go to main phase 2. I suppose I'll just get rid of the counter now. We'll take care of that last back row.
All right, I'll reveal final attack orders. Swap them, buddy.
Go into attack. Go into attack.
Yes.
And we'll just set ourselves a card, and we will pass the turn. These Ojama tokens have 0 attack. Fantastic.
They do. Oh, boy. Well, it's not as sexy as I would like, but I will be summoning Gyaku Gire Panda here.
Okay, so Gyaku Gire Panda is currently a 2,800 attack monster.
He's a big old boy.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this works. We can fight about it if it doesn't. I'm going to bottomless him.
Oh, I assume it does.
I'm almost certain.
All right, and since, unfortunately, the attack increases are applied before we determine if it is a valid target for Bottomless Trap Hole, to the banished zone will go my Gyaku Gire. You've escaped his piercing wrath for 1 turn, but what will you do with it?
Yeah, I was pretty happy about that because at least it gives me a bit of a reprieve, albeit not much. I'll go ahead and draw, and I suppose we'll put these tokens to defense position to at least stem the bleeding a little bit. Fortunately, there isn't a whole lot I can do here. I think I'll go to the battle phase. I'll hit you for 16.
I'll take the 16. how does it feel to be the beatdown?
Feels pretty good. Go to my main 2, however, and I think I shall just pass the turn.
I think we both have the same hand. Just a ton of monsters and nothing to do with them. Ooh, ooh, ah, ah. It is Berserk Gorilla.
Oh, that's good. All right.
All right, I'm going to get it on the Breaker, the Magical Warrior. Ideally, I would be attacking into a 0-attack token at this point, but hey, you know, someone had to go and remove the Gyakugire and the final attack orders.
I'm okay with it. I'll draw. I'm going to go ahead and fire off Snatch Steel and take that Berserk Gorilla.
Yeah, that sucks. Okay, that's fine.
Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and banish a light and a dark for Chaos Sorcerer.
Whoa, we're really getting in. Holy guacamole.
Yeah, we're going to get in for 4,300 here.
All right, I need something just about right now, baby.
And I'll set a card in main phase 2 and pass it over. You'll gain 1,000 from Snatch Steel.
I'll gain my 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Wait, is this banned too?
What is it now?
Holy shit, it's Harpy's Feather Duster. Of course it's banned. Oh, God. All right. I was like, what a great draw. Oh, my God.
Do you want to bottom it and draw a different card?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, much better. Oh, actually much better. All right. If you thought one Snatch Steal made this game confusing, just wait until you see 2!
Fantastic!
I'll take your Sork.
Sure, so Sork goes to you.
I'm gonna follow it up with Sork's effect. Let's get that Berserk Gorilla out of here.
But I wanted him! That's fine.
But I wanted him! Alright, we're gonna normal summon an Enraged Battle Ox.
That's not good.
Nice piercing, by the way.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna take 7. These are 1,000 defense? Yes, so I take 700.
No. They are?
They are!
These cards have defense points? Oh my god, these are so bad.
So I'm gonna take 7, and then I take 300 more because it's an Ojama token, so I'll take 1,000 total.
Do you remember when this card was, like, limited for decades?
Yeah, it's wild. I'll draw, standby phase. I gain the 1,000 from Snatch Steel now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna normal summon a Kaiku.
Okay, no problem with that.
Go to battle. I'm gonna hit over your Enraged Battle Ox for 100.
I'll take 100. Would you like to take my Breaker out the graveyard?
Yeah, I might as well. Go to main 2, and I'll just pass it back. Go ahead.
And I will draw for turn. Oh, wow. Sorry, it wasn't that exciting.
Not as exciting as drawing a banned card?
No, certainly not. Huh. I'm gonna normal summon Spear Dragon.
Ooh.
Alex, if you have another bottomless trap hole, I'm going to lose it.
I don't have a bottomless. I do have torrential, however.
All right, sure.
Okay, so everything goes, and we're at 2 cards apiece.
You take a cool 600. And,
oh, correct, from the Ojama tokens. You're right.
I'll pass it back to you.
All right, thank you for reminding me. I'll draw, and well, I might as well. I'm gonna normal summon Sinister Serpent.
Yeah, sure.
Hidden for 300.
You got it. I'm on the 6-turn clock.
You know, it could matter at some point. Go ahead.
Oh, that's a weird one. All right, I'm going to set 1 card and pass it back to you.
Sure. I'll draw. That's like, okay. Battle phase, hit for 300.
I'll take it again, baby.
Gotta do what we can. Main 2, just confiscation the last card out of your hand.
It is Air Knight Parshath.
Okay, fair enough. I'll pass. Go ahead.
Oh, God, that's terrible. All right, go ahead. My kingdom for a Berserk Gorilla.
Hit for 300.
Yeah.
Main 2, I'm gonna fire off a Swords of Revealing Light and pass.
Sure. I'll draw for turn. Oh, Christ. All right, I'm going to set 1 card, and you are good to go, my friend.
All right, I'll draw. It's turn 1 on Swords. I'm going to make a very educated guess here that Sinister Serpent cannot get over your set monster. Just a guess.
Well, hey,
just a guess.
It could be a Scapegoat token. It could be an Ojama Trio token.
Could be literally anything. What would you set? You're playing Beast Down. Like, Giant Rat is something you set in the previous game. Let's start by, let's Forceful Sentry that card in your hand. Let's just shuffle that back.
All right. It is a Change of Heart.
Not too bent out of shape about that. Happy that that's back in the deck. I suppose I'm under Sword, so I'll just pass. Go ahead.
All right, I'll draw for turn. Oh, finally!
As expected. I'll draw, turn 2 on Swords. Man, this is just, ugh.
This is a game.
Gross. This is a game. This is quite a game. All right, I will switch this Sinister Serpent to defense. I'll set another card face down, and we'll pass it over to you.
Now, come on, baby. You don't want to do that. Ugh, gosh. All right, I suppose I'll pass turn as well.
All right, the swords have elapsed, and hopefully that's enough to make a difference. I'll draw. All right, I'm going to normal summon a DD Warrior Lady.
Sure.
I'm going to Change of Heart your set monster.
Oh, I see. There he is.
It was the rat. Okay.
Oh, I had a sick play that I just missed. Ah, dang it.
You have final attack orders. You play Ojama Trio. What are the other traps that are like...
You got it. You got it.
Oh, okay.
I could have Ojama Trio'd to stop the change of heart.
Oh, that would have been cute. That would have been cute.
Ah, well. Oh boy, I am never gonna hear the end of it if I lose this set. Oh god. I had such a cute play, thwarted by my own ineptitude. I've been making mistakes since deck building, but don't worry, I am confident for game 3. Good luck to you.
Good luck to you as well. You know, it wouldn't be an episode of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! If one of us didn't fuck up somehow, so I think it's tradition at this point.
Absolutely. All right, I'm going to go ahead and T-set pass.
I wouldn't exactly call that a T. That looks more like an F set. I don't know what to call that. I'll draw though. Okay, I mean this is a good start, but I don't know how good it is now. I'll painful choice.
Yeah, sure.
All right, now I gotta be very selective here because the cards that we get to choose from, we lost a lot of the good ones that we would normally want to fire for painful choice. So I guess the question becomes, what do we actually want this time around? I'm gonna go Confiscation, Forceful Sentry. I'm gonna make sure the Confiscation actually goes to my graveyard. Magician of Faith, Mirage of Nightmare, and let's do a Kaiku.
Ah, don't like this. You can have Kaiku.
Figured. I will take him.
I don't love my hand. You know, I wouldn't be opposed to you paying 1,000 life points to trade for a card in it. But picking anything but Kaiku or Magician of Faith gives you chaos typing. Not super excited for that to happen without me doing some damage first.
Let's go ahead and normal summon that Kaiku.
All good with me.
Let's go to the battle phase. Let's try to hit into the set, which I presume is Giant Rat.
As with game 1, it is Giant Rat. I will once again go ahead and summon an Injection Fairy Lily from my deck.
That's fine. I'll go to main 2, and I'm going to set myself 1, 2, 3 cards face down, and I will pass.
Oh god. Okay. I will draw for turn. Anything in standby?
Nope.
All right, main 1. Let's go for a breaker here.
Hmm.
And if you don't have a response to the summon, I will declare priority.
Yeah, you're going to declare priority no matter what. What are you going to target with breaker?
Oh, I get priority to add the counter. I don't get priority to target a set card.
sorry.
I wish that'd be so cool.
That would be insane. That would be so crazy.
This is a little trick for those of you playing goats at home. Normal summon breaker and declare priority. See what happens.
I'm going to ring the breaker.
Ring the breaker.
Mm-hmm.
That's odd. Why would you do that? We would both take 19?
Correct.
Got removal for Lily? Ring the breaker. With no ring, you're out of reach. I'm gonna Solemn Judgment.
Ew. That's a card. Yeah, that's going to resolve.
All right, next, let's go ahead and break this one.
I will chain it. It is Mystical Space Typhoon. We'll pop your other one.
Ah, fine. To the grave goes my final attack orders. Then we'll MST this last one.
It's unfortunate. It was a Torrential Tribute.
Awesome. Let's go to combat. Injection Fairy Lily direct. I don't need these life points. I'll pay my 2,000.
Okay, I'll take 1,600 from that, and then I'm going to take 16 from the breaker as well, correct?
Yep, you are good to go.
All right, I'll draw. I'm going to normal summon a copy of Blade Knight.
Oh, God.
And I'm going to set a card. I'm going to go to the battle phase and hit it into your Lily.
Oh, I don't have the life points to pay out, so I will be taking 1,200 here.
Taking 16, actually. My Blade Knight gains 400 attack while I have 1 or less cards in my hand. I'll pass the turn. Go ahead.
All right, we're going to normal summon a Berserk Gorilla.
Oh, jeez.
All right, let's pray that it's not a exactly magic cylinder.
You pray that it's not exactly magic cylinder, you fool! That's the game, Joseph!
God, that's pathetic.
Punished. 100% punished.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have played so fast and loose with the Solemn Judgment while I had Injection Fairy Lily on the field. Maybe not a fantastic idea there.
Oh, man, that was wonderful. I mean, that was a pretty good showing, I think, of both decks, though. Beast Down is definitely a really cool deck, right? I mean, the fact that you have, like, the interaction with the Ojama Trio, with the Gyakujire Panda to make it just massive and swole, and then the fact that you can give it piercing when you have I'm sorry, that already has piercing. I mean, you can give stuff like Berserk Gorilla, the piercing with stuff like Enraged Battle Locks, which standalone 1700 is actually pretty well statted in this format, just as is. And then you just get to play a bunch of good stuff in your deck too, you know? And then Final Attack Orders is actually really difficult for these control decks to really worry about because all their stuff is puny. I actually found myself siding out of a lot of these smaller cards that I had because it's like, well, if I put them in defense, they're going to get pierced over. If I put them in attack, they're going to get Final Attack Orders, and then I just lose anyway. And yeah, it's really difficult.
When did Blade Knight come out?
Blade Knight came out in the tins, which came out a week after this ban list came out, so it's all collectively together. There's no other good tin promo, I think. I think there was just like Panther Warrior, and that just sounds like whatever, you know. There was only like
playing Panther Warrior. Yeah, I wouldn't have done anything.
I mean,
it's the Total Defense Shogun, Command Knight, Obnoxious, Insect Queen, and the Gaia that you can normal.
Correct. Yes. So I mean, Blade Knight's the most playable out of the bunch. Yeah. Blade Knight's pretty good though. It's actually not bad. So it's cool that came out around this time. It's not really played like all the time. I just kind of wanted it as like a light target, to be honest. But you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. No. It certainly paid off in this one. Oh, yikes. That was a stinker. A very strange game. But I figured, you know, I have to be on the beatdown, and the only thing that punishes me in a post Ring of Destruction game is exactly Magic Cylinder, and here we are.
I literally said in the deck building too, I said the only reason I'm playing this is just to win with it against him in a game, and it just so happened to be the game deciding match of all things. So if it was anything else, I mean, you probably would have had it. The last card in my hand was actually a Jinzo, so that card was completely dead if you had no way to just be able to crash with this Berserk Gorilla, because my next top deck would have been, that would have been pretty nice, to be fair. But
no, honestly, I was afraid that you still had Jinzo, especially with me at 400 life points. Any attack from Jinzo just kills me, so it does feel like a bit of a waiting game for you to find like a premature or something.
It's crazy though, because cards like Painful Choice and the like actually get a little bit worse, because now that Monster Reborn is actually now gone from the format, those cards become weaker because now you don't have this consistent, more reliable way to get them back out of the graveyard. All we have at this point is Premature Burial and Call of the Haunted, which, to be fair, are still incredibly powerful cards, but we have one less of them at this point, which means we're not going to be seeing it as frequently, which means the combos aren't going to be nearly as explosive. It's actually really astonishing to me how much this ban list really did, because you saw on our wheel we had 5 different decks, and you and I were talking prior to that, there was a few others we could have thrown on the wheel as well, but we just kind of decided on these just to keep it simple. Really, while Chaos is still able to, you know, be one of the top contenders, it opens up the ability for all of these other decks to be viable, and I think Beastdown is definitely one of those contenders.
Yeah, absolutely. I do feel as if, you know, obviously this list changes a lot. There's a ton of banned cards, but we are ever creeping closer to, I think it's safe to say, almost everyone's favorite format. If you poll the user base collectively, GOAT is coming soon. And we were remarking that it's kind of weird. A lot of these super unfair cards like Delinquent Duo and Graceful Charity were banned, and then they unbanned them later.
It just doesn't make it
not having to lose to Graceful.
It's so bizarre, because why would they bring these cards back? And then the funny thing is they ultimately ban them again, right? So clearly they realized that was a mistake. And some of these cards never come back and see the light of day again. Like you mentioned, I think in the previous episode, maybe the one prior to that, Yatagarasu never comes off the ban list after that. It is permanently a feature of the ban list for the next, 17 years or whatever it is now. And, cards like Chaos Emperor Dragon have to go through rigorous errata to be even somewhat viable, to the point where they're just garbage and people just only want them as a way to freely special summon a monster, So
complete shell of its former self. Rest in peace, Original said, but we were never going to be able to let you back in.
Yeah, but this is exciting though, because even in the next episode, I believe we are entering Soul of the Duelist as the next set coming out. We may have a new ban list too. I think it changes like a few things. I think something like Torrential Tribute, which I was actually playing 3 of, not in the main deck, but in the main and side deck collectively, that actually goes to 1. Mystical Space Typhoon's actually another one that goes to 1 copy as well, which matters a lot for a card like Mirage of Nightmare, because that means that this play isn't really as good anymore, because good luck drawing your 1 Mystical Space Typhoon off of Mirage. So the format will still continue to develop, but a lot of the decks that you saw in the wheel today are still playable. So this wheel may actually continue on into the next episode. Some new cards enter the fray as well to, spice up some more decks. But I mean, there's a lot of variety at this time. And I think hitting all of like the major board wipes like Raigeki, like Dark Hole, like Mirror Force, Torrential's still legal, yes, but I think there's a different level of interactivity with that card. It really slowed down the format to a degree, but but it's also still very fast at the same time, right? You saw that first game. It was over in 3 turns just because you had like the absolute god combo in your hand.
Yep.
So guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode of the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Soul of the Duelist is coming up next. We're entering a new pack era of Yu-Gi-Oh! If you want to call it that. The green sets are notorious for being some of the best of all time. Soul of the Duelist isn't one of them, but you know, it's definitely going to keep changing things up. So tune in next time for some more shenanigans. We do have to read off our patrons as always though, so big shout outs to Sean Alling Jr., Shadow1317, Showtagonist, Neo Cypher Slacker, Ika Ironfang, Tim00x3, Brian Dancer, Angeo, Rasmus, Pony Stark, Part 2, Joshua Wiley, Dan the Manhoben, Lear Roche, Michael Dente, Synchro Guy, Ollie, Thomas Nelson, Jarvis Martin, Timothy Chen, Emil Cohen, Brother Paul, Logan Thomas, Benjamin Fuller, Pure Ace, Yu-Gi-Oh! Hot Pack, Sylvia Wilds, Dragon Lord, Nehru Celeste, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, GW, Jordan Coons, Lumpy, Dollywop, Shane Reese, Peter Gregory, Mystic Walk, True Nerdgasm, Jordan Husey, and Draconic. Thank you all so much for watching the video, and we will see you next time.